Okay, let's talk about strong-willed children and some common misperceptions that people have about them. If you're new here, I'm a child therapist. Strong-willed children are my jam. I'm also strong-willed, and so is my 10-year-old daughter. Okay, so some people see them as a non-compliant and bad, and the truth is they're just curious and independent. And so they see boundaries as limitations, and they don't like the impossible, which is a really great skill for when they're an adult. If you say, oh, you can't get this job, they will work really hard to prove you wrong. Unfortunately, as a parent, they are trying to prove you wrong and cross your boundaries now. Also, they're very logical children. And so if the boundary doesn't make sense to them, so let's say you say you can't jump on the couch, you're going to hurt yourself. In their head, especially these kids, because they're very resilient, they don't think they're going to hurt themselves. And so they continue the boundary not to be disrespectful, but it didn't make sense to them. Another misperception is that they are rude when really they're just very direct children and they like to keep it real. They need some help in channeling their anger and their frustration because they're very comfortable showing that emotion into more assertiveness training or assertive communication versus aggressive communication. Again, they're not trying to be disrespectful, but to them, respect is earned. So that whole statement of do as I say, not as I do is not going to work for these children. There needs to be a lot of modeling, maybe some repairs like, oh, mommy yelled at you. I'm going to try better. What can you do to do something different next time is very helpful with these kids. Another misperception is that nothing works, and that's not true, but I know it feels that way. It really takes a very attuned parent, and attunement is a hard skill to learn because they're very intuitive and they can pick up if you're saying all the right, gentle parenting words, but you're so pissed inside, it can pick up on that energy. And the sensitive child can as well, but unlike the sensitive child, they're just going to call you out. They also don't do well with permissive or authoritarian parenting, but what I've seen in session is they actually do worse with permissive parenting because it feels unsafe to them, and they do better with stronger personalities, and they view permissive people as more soft, basically. Authoritarian parenting, however, will piss them off and make them angry because you're trying to take all their power and control, and they also don't do well with that. Obviously, authoritative is helpful for all children, but if you can add choices to that for them, it's really helpful because it meets their need for independence and empowerment. Some people also think they're manipulative, but it's really just creativity. Again, they don't see the impossible. So if there's any holes in your boundaries, they're going to find the holes and they're going to jump through them. A great skill when they're adult, very hard as a parent. So they really need a high structure, high nurture approach.